And let's roll out, roll out, roll out, roll out, let's roll out.
All right. Mic check, mic check. You still good?
I'm good. You hear me?
Sweet. Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
All right, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Food, Fitness, and Fun with my main man.
Sensei Dre, Sensei of Fitness. You know how it is. Let's do it.
Holler. You know, I never know what you're coming with on the intro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Always
even know
keep
what I'm
me
coming.
guessing. You know what I'm saying? It could be something.
I don't know what's going on.
It could be something soft and supple, or it could be something wild on some big, loud DMX voice shit.
It's like whatever hit me right at the time. Exactly at
right
that
when
moment.
I cue you in, right?
Anything. Exactly. I'm like, my brain is thinking of whatever.
It's funny because sometimes when I go back and edit, I'm like, wait a minute, is the shit fucked up or is he just pausing? Because sometimes you be right in. I'd be like, well, main man DRE. You'd be like, what up? And the other times I'd be like, well, main man DRE. You'd be like,
dramatic pause.
Right. And I'm sitting there editing like, I don't know what's happening here.
That's how everybody think. Did my speaker mess up?
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like driving in their car. Hey, what's going on here? He didn't intro himself.
Right.
Anyway,
right.
So that's Dre, and I'm JD, aka He Who Pods, and thank you for being here as we continue to roll into 2023. Thank you to everyone listening, everyone who's been commenting, and those who have been inboxing us too. You know, y'all are not our favorite, but we still appreciate y'all. It would be better if you put it in the comments. But
people gonna do it. People gonna do it.
Well, we still appreciate the love. So let's talk about food first. That's the usual. So I have been going out a lot lately. It's no bueno for my gut or my pocket, but I wanted to put up something that shows you can still eat healthy when you go out. And so this is a local diner. They've got all type of fly shit. We've been there before together. And so this is a veggie burger that they make from scratch, not that Beyond shit that niggas don't season. I don't know why no one seasons the Beyond burger, but that's another conversation for another
It's
time.
beyond seasoning.
It's beyond seasoning. Yeah, it's beyond trash. You want to charge me $20 for a Beyond Meat burger that I can get at like Burger King for half the price? You know what I'm saying? And Burger King throws stuff on their Impossible Burger. Yes, it's an Impossible Burger at Burger King. But Burger King gives you the special sauce, the onions, the pepper, whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, they just
you go to a diner and they're like, okay, we put lettuce, tomatoes, and a Beyond Burger on your plate. That should be enough. And I'm like, no, you didn't put any sauce. You didn't season this shit. It's got the texture of a burger, but that's it. Like, and I'm a real vegetarian. I don't care about the texture of the burger. I don't.
Maybe they feel like since you're trying to be healthy, they won't put all that stuff on it. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Come on, son. Anyway, so this is their veggie burger. It's got what's in it? Let me see. It's black beans, quinoa, I want to say brown rice, and a couple of other things. Very tasty burger, well seasoned, and they ask if you want cheese on top. I threw cheese on it this time, and then I went a little sweet with my fries. I got those good old sweet potato fries. You know what I'm saying? I like to throw the sweet potato fries in there every once in a while.
Yeah.
They're tasty. You don't need ketchup or much salt or anything most of the time. So
yeah, no doubt. That's what's good about them. Right?
That's what I like about sweet potato fries. Stuff. That's right.
No sodium or, it's already being fried. So why add extra stuff?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and the burger came with this like Chipotle ranch sauce. And so that was nice too. I put a little bit in there. Boop. Just a dab.
Yeah.
Because I don't want a saucy burger only. And so that's it. I just want to show people alternative methods. I know a lot of us eat out or we're on the go. Me, I had Christmas and then my birthday, and I was on the world tour. You know what I'm saying? So I was
doubt.
doing all the dinings, dives, and drives, or whatever the fuck the show used to be
Yeah.
called, you know?
Yeah.
So I just
I
want to show
will say,
people. Oh, go.
I will say one thing. Like the sweet potato fries is good, but if you can have a baked sweet potato, that's like
Yeah,
as
a
far
lot of
as
places
nutrition.
don't offer that though. Like a lot of
I know, which
diners.
is weird though, because some people would do baked potato, like here you go, baked potato with
Yes.
chives and all that. But
Mm-hmm.
so here's the idea, restaurant cats: offer a sweet baked potato.
Right.
Wow, because sweet baked potatoes, like all potatoes, is loaded with veggies, but even a sweet potato has even more vitamin K and loaded with other stuff. So
Right.
it's like, man,
Yeah, one of my
if you
boys,
at home,
Oliver, he watches the pod. All he
yeah,
eats is sweet potatoes. My man, like I chill with this
yeah,
dude at his crib, and he's like, "Hey, you want a sweet
sweet
potato?
potatoes are it's the
Just
joint, man.
baked, boiled. He do everything with
Yeah,
sweet potatoes. He's the sweet potato king."
yeah. Surprising that you don't see 'em more out, at restaurants and stuff. But if you're a person that makes stuff at home, I definitely recommend, baking yourself a sweet potato, man.
Absolutely.
It's the best.
Just throw a
Yeah.
little butter in that bad boy, and you're done.
Or whatever you into.
Don't even
Right.
need nothing super fly. You could keep it super
Nope.
regular.
You can definitely make it super regular.
That's it. All right, now we're gonna get a little serious. So we're gonna change up the way we do things a bit because there's a topic we keep putting off and putting off and putting off and putting off. But it keeps making the news and making the news and making the news and making the news and destroying our community and destroying our community and destroying our community and destroying our community. So we're going to talk a bit about fentanyl. So I did a little research a while back about fentanyl. There's different kinds of fentanyl. A while ago, when we first said off mic, we were going to discuss the topic. I was reading some articles about different color fentanyl, and they were saying, be careful with multicolored fentanyl. Look out because, it just looks like something fun and festive that might be an additive to the drug you're taking. Street drugs, obviously, is what we're talking about, not over the counter. However, that cool, sparkly little rock mist that's thrown in there is often multicolored fentanyl, which is just as dangerous as the regular one that you hear about and see often on the news. So fentanyl is killing us both literally and figuratively. It is all over the black and brown communities. And honestly, it's in the whites communities too.
No doubt.
Yeah. I don't know if it's as big as the opioid crisis yet, but it's definitely making its rounds. Michael K. Williams passed because of a fentanyl situation. Some say it was intentional, some say it was not. From my understanding and my readings, it was not. I don't know a lot of celebrity deaths that have happened with this, but I do know there are lots of deaths that have happened recently in the last, 2-3 years. I feel like before 2-3 years ago, I never really heard about fentanyl on a regular basis. It was something you might have heard in passing, or especially not in street drugs. Like you weren't hearing people like, oh man, like before the T virus, people weren't ODing on fentanyl. So I didn't hear about it, at least. I don't know, when you go, Dre, you could chime in on that. But up until very recently, prior to the T virus being here, 2019, 2020, I didn't really hear anybody passing before that from fentanyl overdose or fentanyl tampered drugs. At this point, it is bad. It's the real pandemic, if you ask me. It is all over the streets. People are dying. And, I don't read the newspaper every day, but I see the newspapers often at my job. And there's lots and lots of articles being written about people passing away from fentanyl, fentanyl-laced drugs. And then there's even some I saw where people are actually purposely taking fentanyl straight up. And I'm like, wow, it's crazy to me that people are so willing to risk their lives for a buzz, because it's like, son, if I told you, hey man, such and such thing is making people die very quickly, I don't think you would run to that. You know what I'm saying? If you was like, yo, vanilla ice cream is making cats drop like flies right now, I don't care how much you like ice cream, you would probably avoid vanilla ice cream. So I think that we have to, shifting to my opinion, I think that we have to be very careful in our community about where we're getting our drugs from, who we're getting our drugs from, and honestly, how much drugs we're taking. Because I am not a guy who really dabbles in that world. I'm not going to pass judgment on those who do, but it's not worth your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets to a point where it's like, man, this could be your last hit. And I know there's a lot of drugs in our community, and there's a lot of drugs that we speak highly of and rap about and sing about, and that is cool, I guess, but this shit is real life. And it's really here today, gone tomorrow at this point. And I think these are things that we need to consider with our drug consumption. Yeah, it might just be a little weed, it might just be a little coke, whatever, but who you're getting it from, where they're getting it from, and how much you're doing, all are contributing factors to this situation. And it doesn't take a lot, from what I'm understanding. It does not take a lot of fentanyl to kill someone. It's a very powerful drug, chemical, whatever. It doesn't take a lot to take a person out. And so these are things that you have to consider. And yeah, I mean, I don't got much more than that. I think it's unfortunate that this is happening in our communities. But, our communities are usually the ones that get hit the hardest first.
Yeah.
So, that's it for me. What you got, Dre?
Yeah. So, I wanted to do this topic, because I consider it a PSA on our part, since we do take up, we talk about health. And for a long time, we went in the beginning about,
The T
pandemic and
virus.
all that. Right. And so, just to expand on what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. It, you see the expansion of it, the more weed becomes legal. So you go back, let's say about 10 years, nobody was talking about it. Really, because weed wasn't really legal that many places. But what you start seeing is, once weed becomes legal more and more places, fentanyl starts to increase. And the reason that is because, okay, now weed is legal. So how does this drug man compete with the other dude that's selling, right? Because no one's going to throw you in jail now, because you have it, because it's a legal thing. And people may not have dispensaries or whatever they're going through. So that local drug dude is going to make himself have a better product than maybe your dispensary or maybe some official place where you could get it from. And he's going to be like, yo, mine's is better, right? And the kids that are taking it are getting younger and younger. You're talking about 12, 13, whatever. All right. So as I'm saying is that, once we became legal, you see that fentanyl has increased, all because of basically competition, right? Because the weed guy who was doing an illegal thing, now he's doing something legal, but he has to distinguish himself in the open market. And what they started to do is to say, yo, I got the baddest stuff. Yo, my stuff will make you, it's crazy. You gonna be up in the stratosphere with mine.
Right.
And they start adding just a tiny bit.
Right.
And then the other guy adds just a tiny bit more. Then the other dude adds a tiny bit more. And before you know it, as we know, it don't take much to have a lethal dose.
Right.
And this is what's been happening. And as you pretty much said, not only are they just adding fentanyl to the weed, but they're adding it to everything, and they're making it look like candy, right? To get a younger and younger clientele, if you will, And so, everything you said was absolutely right. And what I'm seeing is, because you're getting these kids so young, and remember, their brains are not fully even developed yet.
Right.
You're getting this fentanyl coming in, and it's actually like stumping their brain development. So you have kids who can't form sentences,
right?
Who academically can't go beyond like a fifth grader, or because they think they just chilling smoking weed, and they are, but it's so much additives now
Right.
that is a big problem. And so, you know, as you're saying, it's like, man, you really got to get off this stuff,
Right.
because you don't know where it's coming from. Or if you are going to, enjoy, having weed or something like that, you got to get it from a more legal source, a source that can verify what they put in it, like
Right.
dispensaries and things like that. Because even though we want to like support our local weed dude because we've been rolling with him for so long and that's your dude, that's your guy, okay, but you have no idea what he's putting in there.
Right.
And you might be saying to yourself, man, I don't even have to smoke that much. I just smoke a little bit and I get so high and it lasts me longer by going to this dude. You got to understand that, well, you're having a chemical reaction to something that isn't supposed to get you like that in just 1 or 2 pulls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so if that's happening to you, it's more in that than just some green. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, people have been smoking weed forever.
Yeah, and
This
today
is not
nobody's
new.
smoking regular green. That's the problem. In the words of our co-host Dex, I'm just adding on to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
No, go in.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the thing. Like, everybody's smoking hybrids and mixes, and oh yeah, but when you do this to it, it's even stronger. And it's like, well, stronger is not natural, which is, not natural, something we talk about often here. But that's the thing. Like, regular weed, nobody smokes that anymore. That's been done.
Right, and that's part of the problem, right? It's
Right.
like we need a campaign to go back to basics. Even though, we spend a lot of time here talking about exercise and all that.
Mhm.
And what we really kind of boil down to is, well, once you go back to basics, you don't need to do these weird exercises and blah, blah, blah of what you're trying to get. You're trying to chill out. You're trying to just relax. You're trying to just like be cool. Oops.
Oh, that was the opposite of be cool.
We're
Nigga
having
said
an
be
earthquake.
cool.
We're having an earthquake here. No. But you know what I mean? It's like you're trying to just like chill and vibe. And that's the way it was for like years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember, coming up, my mom's used to smoke weed when she was young and I was just a little baby. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it was regular. It was just like, it was just what you did.
Super
But nobody
regular.
went out of their mind. Yeah, it was crazy, super regular. In fact, she would just tell me, because we didn't know. She'd be like, yeah, I'm just making my own cigarettes right now.
That's it.
And and chill with her friends.
Right.
But like you said, it wasn't anything you like, oh my God. And everybody would be like chill, listening to albums, talking,
Right.
and it would open up. It would do the opposite of what it's doing now. It would actually open up your mind.
Right. Those creative
And
juices.
yeah. I know the first time I had, not the first time, but it's the first time I had international weed, I should say, where I met this dude. We chilling. I'm in Brooklyn at the time, white boy, and we smoking weed, and it was shitty weed. Here's the thing about shitty weed: you don't know you have shitty weed until somebody come along and
With
say,
that good shit.
"You have shitty weed." You're like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "Yo, no disrespect to y'all. Like, he didn't even know us. We just chilling." He's like, "But that's some shitty weed.
Right.
I can smell it." He's like, "But I have Amsterdam up in my apartment if y'all want to get down." So he seemed real cool. We was like, all right, Jay. I don't know if I ever told you the story, but it's like we go upstairs to this dude. He had a loft, right?
Oh yeah,
this
we
is
spoke
like,
about this.
yeah, this dude, he had a loft. It was cool, right? A cool white dude. We chilling, with some girls with us, whatever. But me and him was just like on the vibe, like whatever. And so he rolled up his jug. He's like, yeah, here you go. This is Amsterdam. And not, I'm not a weed dude. I don't really smoke like that. Maybe once in a while, whatever. Maybe twice a year.
Right.
I smoke this weed, brother. The only word I could tell you is clairvoyance. My mind got so clear. I'm talking to this dude about everything. Remember that pill, Limitless?
I was
Where
waiting.
you take, and yeah, everything you've ever read, everything you ever seen, you could just access it. You don't forget nothing.
Right.
I'm sitting here talking to him about articles I read in college, newspaper clippings that, So when I was in high school and I'm referencing like economic reform, we just go in. I'm like, how am I able to just what?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, but my mind is so clear. I'm like, yo, honestly, son, this, I'm not even so much high as much as I'm clear minded. I'm like, wow,
Right.
this is what's up. And so I'm only saying that to say we've gone completely reverse. Like, I don't know what this is actually stumping people. People don't have, yo, man, I smoke weed and I was able to reference something from like 25 years ago and remember. Nah, people don't actually have words right now. They can't even form proper sentences.
Right.
You know, I see a lot of these young kids. So we're doing, like you said, this is in our communities for a reason. This is another thing to destroy Black and brown people in the highest rate probably we've seen in a long time.
Right. Yeah. No, it's true, and it's also being used more so. I know your focus was on the weed game. It's actually also really
Yeah.
being used on high end drugs as well. And
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
had a little break, as y'all will see with the editing. We had a little technical issue, but in that time, I was able to find that both Prince and Mac Miller's deaths were tied to fentanyl. So those are things that are confirmed. You can look it up. I didn't say none at first because I didn't have the articles in front of me. I wasn't sure. Prince, I'll be honest, I didn't know about. I didn't know about Mac Miller. Someone was even charged in his situation. In his passing, his dealer was charged because there was foul play. And so
Yeah.
you see that this is something that's happening. So it's not only with weed, and it is considered part of the opioid crisis, I guess, but I hear it separately, which is why I didn't say that. Like, I don't hear the opioid crisis and fentanyl as part of the umbrella. Normally, I hear them as two totally separate things. I don't need my phone in my hand. As two totally separate things, but fentanyl is part of opioids. It is an opioid. And is being used in a lot of the higher end drugs, which is going back to Michael K. Williams. That's part of what his situation was.
Yeah.
He wasn't seeking out fentanyl. It was something that was part of what he consumed.
Right.
So I just wanted to add that on. It is hitting
Yeah.
celebs. I don't mean to sound cold. I care less about the celebs and more about the everyday people. Prince and Michael K. Williams, yes, we had a lot of ties to them. A lot of us looked up to them and enjoyed everything that they did. But the celebs are not listening to this pod. I'm more concerned with the people in our communities and the people listening to this pod. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's part of the issue because it's like your average cat wants to do what the celeb is doing. You know what I'm saying? So the celebs want to do exotic shit, right? So somebody comes to them, yo, I got this beautiful exotic drug. It ain't nothing you ever had before. And they thinking, wow, I got some special stuff that nobody can have. You know what I'm saying? And so we down here looking up to them like, yo, man, I want to get a little bit of that exotic coke. Not realizing the exoticness of it is the danger.
Yeah, and I don't. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say where you're safer, and no one is saying do drugs. I don't get down with it like that at all. But you look at cats from like the 60s and the 70s who are still here today when all they did was drugs. You know what I'm saying? They like coke. Okay, I'm gonna do coke. I'm gonna wild out in this like hotel room and do wild things, whatever. And they're here now in their 70s and their 80s, and they telling you the stories. Yo, 65 was crazy, blah, blah, blah. We was doing this, but they was doing basic drugs. They wasn't trying to make it exotic.
Right.
I think now to try to be different, to try to do something that's nobody else is doing, because this is what we're all about now, is that I have to distinguish myself in every way. So I don't take the drugs you take. I don't eat the food. Everything I got to do got to be exotic because I'm up here. And now the people down there is looking up like, oh, I want to do exotic shit too. And so now they're mimicking these cats, and they're falling prey to their issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't think it's that. I think it's more of the fact that the customer is being blindsided. I don't think cats are really chasing an exotic coke or an exotic weed. I think what it is they just got their dealer. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, every Friday I go see so and so got the best coke in town, and that's it. I take that coke, not me, the person in this example. You know, they take this coke and they have a great weekend every time. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's, let me be clear, there are plenty of people chasing ridiculous highs. I'm saying I don't think that this is intentionally being done in this fentanyl case. I think that people are doing what they always do. And it's like, hey, my man hooks me up every Friday. I see him and then I party all weekend. And I think the thing is that the customers are being blindsided. I think people are taking that same thing they thought they bought last Friday and just trying to get their usual party on. And then it's like, oh, well, they happen to pass away this weekend because
But
they
that's
had
what I'm
no
saying.
idea that the shit they thought was the regular shit, the shit they thought they got every Friday, well, this time, you know, so and so laced it.
So you remember mad years ago, 10, 12, 13 years ago, that whole Cat Williams shit when he's like, this shit right here, nigga, this shit right here, right?
Yes.
What he's basically saying, that whole joke, what makes it so funny is like, your basic drugs that I'm usually used to, the weed that I just normally smoke, I'm a weed smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Now this drug dealer, friend of mine, whoever, my connect, is bringing me, as you're saying, these hybrid or exotic joints, and it's making cats do stuff that we never did before. And it's like, haha, we laughed at it because it was a funny joke, but there's a point to that. You know what I'm saying? And that was 13 years ago, or wherever it was, right? Where it's like, now it's even worse than what he was saying. You know what I mean? It's like, it just keeps getting more and more. So like you said, the basics is gone. Everything is hybrid.
Yeah.
Everything is adding more and more. And now the fentanyl is all over the place. Whether we're talking about weed, coke, or just Fenty by itself.
Right.
Like, you know, like you said, made to look like candy, made to do whatever. So, you know, the issue is cats gotta, for me, what I'm saying is, yo, I'm not telling nobody to be on drugs or whatever, but think about what you're taking and think about why you want to take this drug.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're smoking weed, you're supposed to, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, you're supposed to be smoking weed to chill, relax, whatever it is, to just chill out.
Right.
It's not supposed to get your mind so high where you can't come down. You know, and that's what he was saying. It's like, yo, why am I still high?
Right.
This is ridiculous. I got work to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not supposed to do that.
Right.
Okay, few hours, man, get something to eat, go to sleep.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this, if you're realizing, man, I've been smoking this thing, I've been high for 2 or 3 days. That's a problem, bro.
Right.
That's not something you should seek out, and you need to get off of that as fast as possible, because the next time you get it might be the last time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
We have to be very careful and mindful of the things that we're doing, who we're getting it from, and where are they getting it from. Because, yeah, that might be your man who gets it every Friday. You get it from them every Friday, but where are they getting it from? It's a whole different conversation.
Whole nother lab.
Yeah, because you don't know. I mean, and to be honest, if we're going to be blunt, a lot of the street level dealers are not the people who are doing the things. It's coming from whoever they're getting it from.
Yeah. They're telling them, yo, push this. Yo, this is going to have them. This you want customers coming back to you. Right. This is stuff you need to push. This is going to have them, off the.
Here's
meter.
This week's package. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
And Stringer Bell said, the package is the package.
Right. And when somebody die, as you just reported, then cats gonna start looking to you. You did this.
Right.
You did this to them. You know what I'm saying? So in anywhere that you are in that line, you need to get up out of that. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of places that is legal now. People want to start their own dispensaries. There's supposed to be money for urban communities to do their kind of thing, so that you can do this thing legally and do it the right way, and have like good, clean sources of whatever it is that you feel like you want to get into.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But have it in a way that is more medicinal, you know what I'm saying, than anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I tell people all the time that I know, you got to be careful. And I don't know how cats smoke all that hybrid, super fly, crazy shit. Oh, on the app it says if you mix JD and Dre together, you gonna feel like ET phones home. And I'm like, son, I don't want none of that
Wanna,
shit.
I don't. That's not
I
where I
don't
want
want
to
a
go.
phone home.
Right.
I'm
I'm
cool.
not trying to go there.
I'm
Right.
cool. Yeah, I don't want
Right.
none of that shit. I'm good.
I don't want
Like,
none of that. Yeah. Yeah.
got
Yeah.
some regular medicinal,
You know what I'm
homegrown, plant
saying?
based shit. You know what I'm
You got
saying?
some fly limitless
You
joint
know
where
what I'm
I could just
saying?
access all kind of,
Right.
points of my brain. You know what I'm saying? Where they go synapses, all the synapses going on in my brain. I could
Right.
just access everything.
Right.
Okay, yeah, let me get that.
Right.
That's hot. You know, debate with everybody.
Right.
Debate with all y'all. But I'm not trying to, be in some stratosphere stuck.
That extraterrestrial shit ain't for me.
Yeah, just on
I
the
don't
broom.
I don't want no parts of that.
I don't want nothing.
Want
Man.
no parts of that. Nigga
I
like, hey
can't
Jay, what's
come
up?
down.
You good? Like, son, I was with E.T. and Thanos for the last 3 days. It was crazy.
Exactly,
son.
man.
I don't know
was
what
in a
happened.
Galaxy far, far away.
And it was a long time
ago.
ago. Nigga like, Jay, we smoked with you last night. What are you talking about?
Right. What?
Son.
That was last night?
That was last night. I was with them for the past 3 days.
You know what I mean?
Bugging.
Nah, bro.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to do something a little different now. And hopefully it's a little fun to reset this mood. So here we go.
Like, what are we watching here? What is this about?
All right. So there's a trend. Oh, I could see it too. Look at that at the same damn time. All right. So there's a TikTok trend where people are doing a very specific thing on the treadmill and it's hot in the streets. And one of our favorite listeners, one of our number one listeners who likes, comments, and subscribes all the time, has been asking for us to discuss this. They're curious what our thoughts are on this topic. And so that's what it is. It's a TikTok exercise trend. And here we go.
Okay, I'm about to walk into the gym, but starting today, and I'm posting this on TikTok to keep me accountable, starting today, I'm doing 30 days straight of 12-3-30. I don't know what 12-3-30 is. It's 12 incline, 3 speed for 30 minutes on the treadmill. And I've done this in the past, and honestly, it kicks your butt. You underestimate it. So if you want to do 30 days with me of 12-3-30, just leave it in the comments, and I'll be posting updates every day to check in with you guys and let you know how it's going.
All right. So let me see if I got this
Did it
right.
stop sharing? It should cut off now.
It's off. Yeah, it's going.
Awesome.
12-3-30. So you put the incline on a 12.
You put the incline on 12. The speed is 3.
3.
And you do that for 30 minutes.
The speed is 3.
You're walking up a hill for 30 minutes.
I'm trying to, because we've been doing elliptical for so long. So I'm like, okay,
Right.
You're saying.
So a lot of treadmills, the max incline is in between like 12 and 15.
Or
So
20,
or 20.
Yeah, mine will be on 20. Yeah, right.
So that means you're putting the incline way the fuck up, and you're basically walking up a steep hill for half hour.
So I mean, I do that. So I don't do 12-3-30, but when I'm on the elliptical, I have both resistance and I have an incline. Right? You have 2 different meters on the ones that I use. So 12 is so I usually do 13-15. Okay. And 13-15 for me is like,
you talk about resistance, yes?
Right. So yeah. So one of those. So 13. Okay. Let me be more specific.
Yeah, because for the listeners, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I want the listeners to be.
So I have 2 settings. I have resistance and I have an incline, and I manipulate both of them. Right. Because I do 5-minute intervals. Okay. So going back to the classics.
That's it.
So I will have 12 on the incline,
Uh-huh.
right? And then let's say 15 on the resistance.
Okay.
5 minutes will go by. I'll put the resistance down to 13 and put the incline down to like 11 or 10
Okay.
and do that 5 and 5 back and forth.
Right.
So when you're saying the speed is 3, that sounds like to me really slow because what do you mean like the speed is 3? Because my speed is my speed. Like you.
No. But this is you talking about elliptical. This is on
Right.
a treadmill.
Oh, okay, my bad. See, I completely misunderstood that. Okay, so 12 and then the speed is 3. Okay, so
you're
you're just
putting
walking.
the incline almost all the way up.
Okay, I got
again, it
that
depends
now.
on the device.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
On the device you're on. So there are some treadmills where 12 is the max.
Yes, that's true.
So
That's true. So that's a pretty good incline, right?
right. So there's somewhere usually it's 12, 15, or 20. I've never seen
Yeah.
20 in person, but I don't go
No,
to all
I've-
the Superfly gyms.
Yeah, yeah.
I
have, yeah.
I stick to
Yeah,
like Planet
I do.
Fitness and shit. So I'm
No,
honest.
but I dig you. But 12 is a pretty steep incline.
12 is
Yeah.
a big ass incline. So 12 incline,
Okay.
3 speed
Yep.
for 30 minutes.
30 minutes. I mean, that seems very doable. Yeah, I don't see that as so everybody's in a different fitness level. And so
That was my
woman,
immediate answer when I was asked about it.
yeah. So that woman to me doesn't seem like a person who goes very often, right?
Mhm.
You know, we've been doing this. We got 10 years in. I got even more. So when I hear someone say, okay, I'm going to do 12, inclines on 12 and I'm going to go at 3, it's like, okay, yeah, you're taking your time. You're going for 30 minutes.
Right.
All right. You know, I mean, that's if if it's a good workout and it works for you, yeah, that's cool. I think, why not do it? But I would say if you're a beginner and you're starting, I wouldn't start there. I don't think it's a good idea.
Right.
That's what happens with these challenges. It's just like someone
Right.
here's a challenge. Yeah, I'm gonna go
I
do
don't
it.
need these anymore.
It's like
Go ahead.
calm down,
Right.
calm down. How about if you're gonna say I'm gonna be okay, if you're gonna say I'm gonna do an elliptical for 30 minutes. Okay, good, right?
No,
Now-
treadmill.
Treadmill. I'm sorry, I keep saying elliptical.
I know.
If you're gonna
'cause
be
we
on a
love the
treadmill.
elliptical.
That's I don't like. There's treadmills there. They have treadmills.
Yeah. They got treadmills. Chris. I know you don't like them, but
No,
they got treadmills.
No, that's cool. I'm not anti-treadmill. I mean, I get more in terms of like calories burned when I get on the elliptical. But I used to love the treadmill back in the day. So yeah, so it's like if you're just starting, you say to yourself, I'm going to be on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Cool. I would say slowly increase the ramp. Don't start off on a 12. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How about you start off on a 5?
5
See how that go. Yeah, just do a little 5 for a second. See how that is. Do that for 30 minutes. And if you feel like, man, that was nothing, come back the next day or the day after next. And then, up it to 7 or 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, take your time with the increasing. I wouldn't right away, this is New Year's. You trying to get yourself in shape. You haven't been in the gym in years or months or whatever, and just throw it on a 12 because you're looking at the next fitness challenge. This is how people hurt themselves.
Absolutely.
And when you hurt yourself, guess what? It's game over. Now you can't go back to the
Now
gym.
you can't go back.
The number one thing is consistency, as we say time and time again. Consistency, consistency, consistency. The only way you're going to get consistency is doing something that you can kind of do, and then challenging yourself the next time, till you get to a point where it's like, you know what? I could stay right here for a while. This is enough for me. In 30 minutes, I'm good with this.
Right.
So, not to put anybody down, but these challenges, this fitness journey is a very personal journey.
Yep.
I know we like to share. You and I share all the time, and there's nothing wrong with sharing.
Right.
But don't take somebody else's challenge and make it your challenge. If you feel like you want to do the treadmill for 30 minutes, I think that's great. 30 minutes of treadmill, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time. Play with your speed. 3. Play with your incline, whatever you feel like it is. See, how it works for you.
Right.
I wouldn't just right off the bat do some fitness challenge because they say to do it. I don't think that's a good idea.
Right. Okay. So I said the same thing, kind of. Like when I was first told about it, I was like, that's weird to just start there. Um, I know many people, men and women, who have lost a ton of weight, because that's what this is about, the TikTok trend, who have lost a ton of weight walking on the treadmill with an incline. I'm all for it. In fact, as we say here plenty of times, I'm all for whatever works for you. If you're going to consistently walk on the treadmill with an incline, great. I know a woman who was very large and decided she was sick and tired of it. And she said, I'm going to walk as far as I can walk every day. And in a year, she lost a fuck ton of weight. She wasn't walking on a treadmill. She just got up out her crib and was like, hey, once I drop my kids off at school, I'm going to walk. And she lost a ton of weight. That's what she liked. And eventually it stopped because she was so slim and it was like, hey, there's no more weight to lose. Now you got to up your ante. I know women who have done the treadmill and walked on a super high incline. I know men who have done the treadmill and walked on a super high incline. Listen, I don't give a fuck what people do if it works for you. I don't think you should start on 12 incline. You're probably going to hurt yourself. Your shins are not used to doing that. And that's where you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on your shins. And I know that because I was running via the instructions of a physical therapist on an incline treadmill, not fucking 12, but I was running on an incline treadmill 3 days a week. And once I got to a certain point, they said, okay, you need to stop running on an incline because you're going to hurt your shins. Shins are not supposed to be going up that way. And so you're going to give yourself shin and probably ankle problems if you keep doing that. Please bring the incline down, way down to like 0.51 or 2 or something. Don't put the incline past that if you're running on the treadmill. Now, walking is different, but 12 is ridiculous for your first day ever in life. I understand that you want to get off the couch because you feel like you don't like the things that you're seeing and feeling, and that's great. Get off the couch. Go walk. Go hit the treadmill. Go do whatever you like. If that's Zumba, cool. If that's what's the shit that you hate? 60-minute abs.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you.
I know you could do a whole pod on how much you hate
Yeah.
60-minute abs, but if it's 60-minute abs, if it's walking on the treadmill, if it's swimming, I don't care what y'all do. Do it consistently and do what feels challenging for you. Now, if you say, hey, I got on the treadmill for a half hour, I did the incline on 12 and I felt good. Okay, great. Do it for 2 weeks and tell me how you feel. If you haven't hurt yourself, if it still feels challenging and not like death, then maybe that's your spot. Maybe that's the sweet spot for you. But because TikTok said so, no. TikTok is not liable for you and your hospital bills.
Right. Exactly.
And like Dre said, once you get hurt, now you on ice for 3 months, 6 months, a year. Who knows what you hurt?
Getting fatter.
And now you upset for real because now you can't leave the couch.
Yeah. You know,
now you're
exactly,
just upset,
man.
sitting on the couch. So do what works for you.
Yeah.
Whatever
exactly,
that
man.
is. You know, I have a friend
Exactly.
who is killing it running. She has been on the treadmill running. And guess what? She goes, she does her thing 3 days a week, and she's been consistent. But she's not out here fucking trying to run with Usain Bolt. She's like, nah, I'm going to do my pace. I'm going to do what feels good for me. Even one day we ran together, and I'm not going to lie, I took a little peek. You know, oh, what's going on over there? I was like, oh, that's the speed you run on? She was like, yeah, this is what feels challenging for me. I said, then you're doing it right. I'm going to shut the fuck up and run on my treadmill. And that's it. And that's what you should do.
Yeah.
You should do what is fun for you and what is challenging for you. Not death to start. Because then you die. Then you're hurting and you're like, but TikTok said I should. Well,
yeah. And it's kind of related to the conversation we just had. So I was getting back to basics. See,
That's
everybody wants to pretend that they have the magic secret bullet that's going to help you lose
Right.
so many pounds so fast and so quick.
Right.
And the truth is, you know, as you're saying, if you've been sitting on the couch for mad months, you've been sitting on the couch for mad years,
Yeah.
anything you do is going to have an impact.
Yeah.
Okay? Treadmill, walking outside, getting on a bike, going swimming. The moment you get up and start moving your ass, you're going to start losing some weight. It's going to have some impact.
Yeah.
You know, so the biggest challenge is, as we always say, you have to find what you like, find what you love, find the thing that makes you excited. It might be kettlebells, it might be just doing dancing or Zumba, whatever it is. You know, the Soul Cycle, being in these classes.
Right.
I don't know. Try different things. See what you like. You know, I know people who get up in the morning, they go jogging, they put their headphones on, they do their 3 or 4 miles. That's all it is. And that's it. That's what they like. It's therapeutic for them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing, man. You find the thing that you like to do and just do it consistently. If you love doing it, you don't see it as work.
Right.
It's fun. When I go out on my bike, I have a great time.
Right.
I love it. I can't wait. You know, I'm mad now. It's raining. I'm like, oh, when is this going? I'm looking at the weather app. When is this going to clear? Because I want to get back on my bike again.
Right.
It's fun, right? I enjoy it. That's why I do it. And you know, I know with you, like, you enjoy running, and so you got to find a thing. I know people who enjoy swimming. People who love roller skating, like that's their thing. I just really love roller skating. And that's what you do.
Right.
Once you find a thing you love to do and you do it more often, the weight is going to come off. Yeah. There's no secret. If you do this challenge, if you do 12 by 3 by 5, 5 by 5 by 6, whatever. You know what I mean? People just start making up shit and throwing it on the internet. Like, yeah, you got to do, this is the secret workout so you could get 6-pack abs. There's no secret workout.
And there's nothing wrong with sharing what works for you. Like, me, this video didn't come across like a challenge. It came across like, hey, this shit worked for me. I'm going back to this. Y'all should join me. And that's cool.
Yeah,
but
and let's say
let's say
you're the person who is on a treadmill all the time, right? Mm-hmm. You're on a treadmill all the time, you keep it flat the whole time. You've been doing the treadmill for mad months, you're just keeping it flat. It's not a challenge for you. So, hey, guess what? Bring it up a little bit.
Right.
Now, here's the thing that she didn't say. What I see a lot of people do, and I know you do too. Cats will bring the incline up, right? And you bring in the incline, so it's more of a challenge, but you bring in the incline up and you're holding on to the damn treadmill. You're not getting any benefits once you do that.
Son,
if you want to get the benefits of an incline when you're on the treadmill, you have to be using your hands,
right?
Moving. Now you got the whole body working. The core is going. Once you do this, you got your hands up here, and you're trying to do you might as well just put it back flat.
Right.
Who you fooling? And that's really what I see when I'm in the gym. Cats be having their 12, 15 way up and holding on for dear life. Like, yeah, I'm really killing it. I'm really doing a great job. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're getting support. You might as well put a little jetpack on too while you're at it. Yo, I'm going fast.
Boba Fett.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the machine is doing the work. You're not doing anything. You holding on to dear life. You know, that's like me getting on a water ski, holding on and be like, man, look how much work I'm putting in. Right. No, I'm just holding on. I'm not doing any of the work.
Right.
The boat is doing the work. So if you're going to incline, I think that's great. Yes, you are going to burn more than being flat.
Right.
Get your hands off the machine.
Right.
Go up to where you think you can. Once you realize, oh, I have to use my hands to stay at this pace, then bring it down.
Bring that shit back down.
Bring it down a little bit. So where you don't have to hold on anymore. Right. Now you're using your whole body, your core, everything is working. And when you get off, you're going to feel it, not just in your legs. You're going to feel it in that stomach. You're going to feel it in your arms and your shoulders. Everything is working. Right. That's how you do the incline. Now, I have nothing against this person who put that up because, like you said, she's just sharing.
Right.
But if you're gonna do it, let's do it right.
Right.
Well,
I dig it. I just want to say yes. There's a guy. I wish that I could take a video, but it's so rude to take a video of somebody working out, so I don't do it. But there's a guy at the gym. Every time I go to this Planet Fitness at night before work, I see this dude on the treadmill. And he walks and he changes the incline. And I guess when he goes up, he does exactly what you're saying. But not only does he hold on, he does this weird thing where he jerks his body back on purpose, like a dance move. I can't even mimic it because it doesn't make any fucking sense. But he literally is holding on, and like he'll be holding on, then he's... It's the weirdest shit ever. Every time I see him do it, I'm like, fall. He never falls.
yo, man,
Son, I can't even. Yo, every time I see him, I'm like, shit, I want to take a video so bad. Just to show my homies. I don't even want to put it on blast. I just want to share it with a friend or five.
Yeah, Planet Fitness is just a jungle, bro. You never know what you're gonna see up in there.
Son,
it's
he
funny,
does that
you
shit
know what I mean?
all the time. And he be going in. I don't know what it is about that. You know, it's just...
Yo, people just make up stuff in their head. It's just, I don't know, you know, you be like, I wonder where he got that from. Like what? Because you know it's not effective, but it's something in their head that's telling them, oh, I'm killing it right now. See how I'm doing it? See how I'm doing
He be there with his towel.
See how I lean back every 3 seconds.
Maybe Fat Joe is his favorite artist.
Maybe he's doing the Fat Joe workout.
I don't know, son.
But yeah, man, like all that stuff. See, stuff like that, like you describing, causes that. Those are the things that can cause pain. Those are the things that can cause accidents to happen.
Of course,
man. These machines
back for while the fucking machine is going, like.
And these machines, man, are just machines, you know. And you're gonna hurt yourself if you don't take it easy, do it the right way, the way the machine. You know, these are engineers who like design these machines. These are really smart people,
right. And
when they give you instructions to say, hey, do it this way, do it that way. Don't make up your own crazy shit. You get hurt.
And you end up on Dre's favorite pages, gym fails.
Right. Yeah, you end up on gym fails or you know, on something going viral.
I know that's even your favorite side.
Even though I respect you by saying, hey, I'm not going to do that. That's like very, you know, there's tons of people who don't feel that way. They're looking for entertainment. Like I'm about to... I'm waiting for you to.
I know, son.
You know
Every time I see him, I get the itch. I'm like, son, it's just me and him. Nobody's around. They not even going to see if I record. Nah, let me not record him. Let me just start my treadmill and give him a run.
Yeah, my business and let you do your thing. Business. You know, but this is why we have this podcast because people are uninformed and they do make silly mistakes. And the more we can get the word out to say, hey, relax, do it properly. Yes, exercise. Have a great time. Do it properly. Do it safely so you can come back the next day.
This is true.
Know, that's the whole thing, brother.
All right. This has been great. This has been long. I got to go. So thank y'all for being here. I hope that this was fun and informational for all of you. Informative. I don't know what informational is. But I'm out. Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Deuces.